Bloody Nora, that's windy. One of the windiest days of the year so far, I think. Well, definitely 2019, but you know what I mean. Blowing a hoolie. Just come up the A12 at steady 70. Looked like I was pissed every time a wind gust got me. The wind doesn't normally affect this very much, but boy, today it was. Anyway, just stopped for a comfort break, as they say. Good morning, boys, girls, friends, enemies, whoever else. Driving in the wind. Yeah, driving in the wind. It's pretty good fun, isn't it? Been over to see my sister. And a bit silly, 50-mile-an-hour winds apparently. And I figure if you do 50 mile an hour in the right direction, you don't feel them. But that's not how it works, is it? On a serious note, passed a couple of international adventurers on their GS's on the A12. They were doing about 50, tucked behind a lorry. I suspect they weren't very happy. The silly thing is, being tucked behind a lorry is the worst place you can be because of the turbulence the lorry causes. But if they were happy, they were happy. I just looked at them and thought, okay, got all the gear. But at least they were out. Now I know I'm being a bit facetious there, and I shouldn't be. Not my job to be facetious. Hold on. Yeah, it is. My fucking job. Sorry. Sarcastic and facetious. I was once called that. In the same sentence, he also called me petulant. At the time, many years ago, I had to go and look it up in a dictionary. And when I saw him about an hour later, I said, petulant. He said, yes. Do you know what it means? I said, yes, thank you. I'll wear that. I'm being a dick, aren't I? So riding in the wind. What are your tips? Oh, mud everywhere, look. My tip, just flow with it. It'll knock you about. Don't try it and fight it. If it pushes you over to the left, let it. It's only leaning over. And I think once you realise that the wind will make you lean over, it only changes your course a fraction. So really, usual, gentle on the controls, wee, like that, and just let the bike take you. It doesn't really matter what speed you're doing. It'll still knock you about. In fact, if anything, it's good for honing your skills a bit. busy little junction that, quite often lorries coming out of that gate. Yeah, it'll hone your skills. Go out for a ride, give yourself a bit of room obviously, and then just feel it. A bit like sailing a yacht, just feel the wind. Don't try and fight it, you can't. There's no way on earth you can fight strong wind. Even if it's the after dinner sort of wind, you can't fight it, can you? And just give obstacles a lot more of a clear berth than you would normally. This is aimed more at the riders who haven't ridden in strong winds before. I think most of my viewers, or most of my friends, have ridden in bad winds. So I'm just preaching to the converted. But I wanted a ramble, that was all. My sister's just had an op on her Dupuytrens little finger. Same syndrome I've got that makes me struggle to put gloves on. And she got the same bloody hand as well, where the little finger curls up and locks. And she went and had surgery, and she's regretting it. I mean, she hasn't recovered yet, she's still in bandages, but she said the surgeon after the surgery said, well, you'll only get a little bit of movement back in it and it'll still be a little bit bent over. And she said, well, if he told me that before the surgery, what was the point? And she said also that there's a long healing period. And a vlog about 5 years ago, I was off to see a specialist about having mine done, and he said, well, they cut the palm of the hand out, just literally slice it down the middle and have to dig it out and cut it. And I said, well, that's alright, I'll be under anaesthetic. He said, yes, but you need to be aware that it can take up to 8 weeks to heal. Okay. And he said, if you get an infection, which is common in the palm apparently, it's one of the most common operations where you can get an infection, he said it could be 3 months before it's all cleared up and usable. And I looked out the window at my bike and I thought, nah, I never had it done. So sometimes I can't get a glove on. If I can't get a glove on and the weather's reasonable, I'll ride without it. And if I damage my hand, well, it's already buggered anyway, so they can do the op then. So, yeah, an eventful day. She's not a happy bunny. And I just thought, coming up the A12 from sort of Clacton way, it's about a 20-mile ride, and the wind was horrendous coming across the flat fields, and it was really nasty. And I just thought I'd mumble about it, so I stopped for the proverbial comfort break. My intention was to go over and see her and put the drone up. I tried to put the drone up because there's a beautiful creek there with all the yachts and the church and the hill, and I think my drone would have ended up in France, so that sort of scuppered that one. Now I just want a cup of tea. That was all really, a moan and a mumble. Pretty pointless, nothing of interest. If you're daft enough to listen, well, good luck to you. You're daft enough to listen, I'm daft enough to chunter. Now this is where the wind could catch you out. I've had enough. Bye. Ride safe, stay happy, don't let the bed bugs bite.